Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new story. I know you will enjoy it, so sit back, relax, and let's just get right into it. Today, we got a story of probably the nastiest Karen of all time, who comes in and absolutely ruins the school dance, as you'll see why. And when I say the nastiest Karen of all time, I legitimately mean the nastiest Karen of all time. So yeah, if you are a little queasy or you can get sick to your stomach easily, a strap in. I'd say either way, strap in for this one. Definitely don't strap on, and let's just jump right into it. We're going to call the subscriber who submitted this story Brett. And anyways, right, so at Brett's school, he was a freshman. And once in middle school, this never happened. But for him, once you entered high school, there was like a school dance. It happened once a year, and it was a really big deal. And there was this one dance that happened during the school dance, or this one song that would always play. There would always be one slow song. And basically, it was kind of known that whoever you danced with at the slow song, you guys have basically gone to 12th base at that point. That is the slow song. There's screw the first, second, third, and fourth base. The 12th base is the greatest one, and that is you got to dance with your crush at the slow song. Getting married is for chumps. Having kids is for losers. You know what winners get? The slow dance song with the girl they like. That's how it went at this school, right? So, Brett there's this girl in his class, we're going to call her Ava, right? And Brett really liked her, and they talked a lot. And they were at a point where a lot of people were saying, the school dance is coming up, and Brett is definitely getting that dance with her. He's definitely getting the slow song with her. However, Brett was not the only one in competition here, because this other guy who we're going to call Ben, because we always call the secondary character Ben, right? Poor Ben. He's always made as the villain here. But anyways, Ben also had a thing for Ava. But it just wasn't going that well. Because, Ben was kind of just known as a jerk. And, he has cemented his, his status in the class as a jerk for, it's kind of unfair. I mean, he's only been a jerk to everyone for the last 10 years, guys. Like, that's really unfair now. No one really liked Ben, but it was also kind of due to his own doing. He did it to himself. He did it to himself. You do. However that song just goes. Anyways, right? And at this point, Brett and, Ava were talking a lot, and it was pretty clear that Brett was going to get the dance with her. But Ben overheard this, and, one day, Brett was sitting at the table with his boys, and one of his boys comes up to him and lets him know, hey, man, like, just so you know, I think, like, Ben is going to try and, like, nab that dance from you. And you might be thinking, like, Connor, this is the dumbest thing ever. It's a school dance. Like, even if he doesn't get the dance, he can still do whatever he wants after. It's not. No. You don't understand, man. You simply just don't understand the slow dance, the power of the slow dance. When I was, in middle school, not high school, when I was in middle school, I understood the power of the slow dance song. Did it mean anything, really? No, but it meant everything to me. Everything. Okay, not everything, but it was a pretty big deal and it was pretty cool. So I understand the importance of this. And Brett, kind of like his ears perk up, and he's like, oh, someone wants to take my slow dance? Who? What is this? And they basically explained that, this kid Ben has been going around. And I guess Ben's strategy was just to tell everyone that he was definitely going to get the slow dance with Ava, right? It was definitely going to happen. It was going to be him. It was going to be her. It was going to be a exotic vacation to the Bahamas. It was going to be just them on their honeymoon after they had the slow dance song. And she's going to be like sitting there and looking out at the ocean after having like one of the greatest meals of her life with her true lover, Ben. And she's going to look into Ben's eyes and she's just going to say, Ben, I love you. Or something like that. I don't know. You understand what I'm trying to say. So anyways, Brett is just not trying to have this. He is like, okay, well, it doesn't really matter because I have my sources, I have my information, and it's pretty clear to me that Ava has no interest in him and has interest in me. Sure, Brett was being a little cocky here, but he definitely had the right to be cocky because he got information that he was kind of in the clear. This was a win. It was very difficult unless he, I don't know, became Ben and was a jerk to everyone for 10 years, then other than that, he was kind of pretty much in the clear with Ava at this point. I mean, he put in the work, he put in the time, and everyone knew that. So Ben was not that concerned. However, a little detail that is incredibly important for later on in the story. It wasn't just Ben was a jerk. it wasn't just him. It was also members of his family, because Ben had a mega Karen mother. And when I mean mega Karen, I mean mega Karen mother. She's had some episodes before, but, I'm not going to necessarily go into them. All you need to know is that she was a Karen, and she was a big one. Take that however you want. But the other important thing you need to know is that, was that nobody really knew how, crazy of a Karen that, Ben's mom would be. Nobody understood the lengths that she would go to. And it's the lengths that she would go to which make this video so interesting. Anyways, let's just skip ahead to the day of the dance. So anyways, the dance happened on a Friday night. And it was, they were at school on Friday. Life was good. Things were interesting. Everyone was ready. There was a bit of a buzz in the air because everyone knew what was happening later that day. It was going to be it was going to be a great dance, right? It was going to be a great time, and everyone was pretty excited. However, Brett's friend comes up to him again and informs him that there's even more buzz that Ben knows for a fact. He's basically telling people that he has it in the bag. Before, he was kind of telling people, I'm totally going to dance with her. Now he's telling people, she wants me, dude. She freaking wants me. This just reminded me of something pretty funny. There's this cartoon on my grandmother's fridge in California. And I never really understood it as a kid, but I really understand it now as an adult. So it's basically the top of it says the power of alcohol or whatever. Don't drink. But anyways, the power of alcohol. And it's this guy who's not super great looking. And there's a girl kind of far away, and he's looking at this girl, and there's a thought bubble. And in the thought bubble, it basically says, she wants me. The joke is, you're delusional, bro. Anyways, right? So Ben is telling everyone that, oh, yeah, no, I got this in the bag. This isn't just something that might happen. I got this in the bag, dude. This is 100% me. I'm him right now. I don't know how else to say it. She just wants me, dude. Okay, so I don't totally understand what Ben was thinking. Maybe he just, was delusional, which, I've been there, especially in 6th grade. I thought that giving my email address to a girl who is 2 years older than me and doing so by writing it down, throwing it at her and running away was going to be the hottest thing ever. So, we've all been there, but yes, we've all been in that exact situation, clearly. But anyways, right, so Brett hears this, and he kind of just thinks to himself, well, okay, this is not the case, because Brett did a little bit of digging, and basically, right, Ava heard that Ben had this kind of infatuation with her and was excited and was interested, and she's just nah, not even disrespectfully, but just, that just wasn't going to happen. First of all, she's just looking for, she has a thing for Brett. She's not super polyamorous right now, and not at this point in her life. She also knows that, Ben's been kind of an ass for the last 10 years of his life to everyone there, and it's a no. And so when she's informed that, now Ben is going around saying that, oh, he has this in the bag or whatever, right, that she's like, okay, well, is anyone going to let him know that is just simply not the case? Anyways, let's skip ahead to the time of the dance. So anyways, they get there, and as every single school dance that will ever happen, it started out with just down the line gender divide. All the guys were on one side, all the girls were on the other side. Nobody was mingling, none of that stuff. They were all in their own corners. The guys were standing there, hands in their pockets, slumped over, talking to each other. Half of them were probably checking the weather in Hawaii in a year from now on their phones. You already know how it is, aka banger, crazy night. But when someone describes, man, that party was crazy, that's probably what they're describing. A bunch of dudes in a corner on their phone, checking the weather in Luxembourg in 10 years from now. The weatherman has nothing on guys at a party, right? The weatherman has nothing on them. But anyways, eventually, it starts to, they calm down a little bit. They chill out a little bit. They no longer, the nerves kind of start to melt a little bit. And yeah, it's fun. But the thing is, there's a little bit of tension in the air. Not just from the fact that, oh my God, there's a woman in here. What do I do? Oh my God. No, not just that. There's also a little bit of tension because no one knows when the slow song is getting played. And as I said before, everyone lives for the slow song. Second base, no, get out of here, man. 20th base is the slow song. That is what you want. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Getting married, idiot. You want kids, loser. You want a nice romantic gesture. You want nice long walks with a partner who cares about you. Absolute fool. Slow dance, there's a winner right there. There's a frickin' winner. Because anyways, eventually, Brett is talking with some of his guys. He's like, dude, when do you think the dance is coming on? And they're like, I don't know, man, but you got to keep an eye on Ben. Because here's the thing, right? While Brett knew for a fact, basically, that Ava was all for him, and that, not all for him, but was all into him, and that Ava did not like Ben, it still would be there's still a chance that if Ben, sprinted, like Naruto ran power, just I don't know, like Usain Bolt sprint over to her and asked her to the dance, maybe she wouldn't have, the guts to be like, no, because it was pretty rare to say no, but it happened occasionally, but it was still she was a nice girl, right? She's a nice girl. And it would have taken a lot. She would have definitely not wanted to do it and would have preferred to do it with Brett. But at the end of the day, there's not a ton that Brett can do if she just says yes. So at this point, Brett's friends are like, all right, man, I got a feeling that this slow dance is going to come on at any second now. I'm going to need you to, it's probably a good call to keep an eye on Ben. We'll make sure to kind of keep an eye on Ben too and maybe accidentally get in his way, make it a little bit difficult so you got smooth transition. So two of Brett's friends go over and kind of dance near where Ben is. And Ben is still doing the check weather in 10 months shuffle right now, a very classic guy dance move. And that's when they hear it, right? You can just tell from the first 5 seconds of this song that this is not an ordinary song. It's what was it? I forgot the name of the Adele. Was it Adele song or no? Maybe it's not. It's the one where it's I'm really gonna try and say lyrics to get you guys to understand what I'm trying to say. The one where it's frick. Okay, just think of a very sad, slow song that's probably by Adele that would be perfect for a slow dance, okay? I was just trying to remember the one that I had in 7th grade when the girl that I liked, I got to slow dance with. Nothing else, but I got to slow dance, and I literally, greatest night of my life. I wrote it down on a piece of paper, and I was so hyped. It was so cool. 7th grade was nice. 7th grade was nice. Anyways, okay, so in the first 5 seconds, you were already aware that just the tone of the song, you knew it was slow. So Brett's friends immediately kind of accidentally get in the way of Ben, because Ben, as soon as he hears that, he just his eyes start darting around the room. He's trying to figure out exactly where Ava is, but Brett, he was already in position. Brett was too quick with it, simply too quick with it. And yeah, sure enough, Brett finds Ava, walks over, looks her in the eyes. She knows exactly what's going to happen, and they get into slow dance procedure. And at this point, Ben, who's been kind of pushes through Brett's friends, looks over and sees the worst sight that he could ever see. Ava, his true love, that he's known for he's had 2 conversations with, man. He knows her. They're meant for each other. Stop hating. And his arch enemy, Ben, or Brett, or frick, I can't get the names right. His arch enemy, Brett, they're together, and that means Ava's gone. No! So, okay. At this point, Brett kind of just thinks to himself, well, I took this one in the bag. Okay, he's not, you know what? He's not even thinking about Ben right now. He's just embracing the moment. The greatest moment of his life. It is only downhill from here, and he knows it. So he better live this up right now. However, Ben wasn't going to go down without a fight. He wasn't going to go down not swinging. He needed to go out making sure that nobody had a good time if he wasn't having a good time. If you made it this far into the video, comment Karen down below. And while you're down there, leave a like on the video or this Karen will come and do the exact same thing that she's about to do to the school dance to your house. And spoiler, it's pretty bad, so make sure to comment Karen and leave a like on the video. It's very quick, unless you want something terrible to happen. Yeah, so I'm basically just threatening you to leave a like, so you should probably do that. It's better safe than sorry. Who knows? Maybe I'm actually a wizard and can pull that off. Anyways, though. So, Brett steps outside. The slow dance is over. Ben is just... Oh, sorry, I messed it up. Ben steps outside. The slow dance is over. And Brett is just like... His boys come over. They dap him up. They're like, dude, oh my God. That's crazy. You danced where they're... all kind of stuff, right? And he's feeling pretty up. He's feeling like a winner. He's got that W, right? And it's not over yet because Ben steps outside. He calls up his Karen mother and basically makes up a story about how all the people here are being mean to him and laughing at him and that she needs to come and teach them all a lesson. And the Karen mom knows exactly what she's going to do because they have a dog at home. And you know what happens when you have a dog? It goes to the bathroom. And if you're a responsible citizen, you will pick up that bathroom droppings in a bag. And you will put that bag in a trash can. However, the trash people did not come yet. So the Karen is about to go to the school with a poop scooper and a big, like a bag full of little bags of dog number 2, right? Can you imagine where this is going? It's not going anywhere good. That's all I'm going to say. So anyways, about 20 minutes later, there's still probably about an hour left of the dance. Spirits are high. Brett is taking a victory lap at this point. Everyone's having a good time. In fact, at this point, it's kind of like a song that isn't one that everyone is super into. So Brett, in fact, finds, Ava. She's kind of standing by herself. He goes over and he's just talking with her. Dude, life is really good. Like, life is really good right now. And that's when everyone turns around because they see someone walk through the doors. This is happening in the school gymnasium, so there's like a big thing of doors that people walk through. And it is this, it's Ben's mom, and they kind of know her as like, oh, the crazy Karen person, she's coming in or whatever. And they're, at this point, Brett looks over and he's thinking to himself, oh, is Ben getting picked up? Because he's like, he doesn't, like, he took the L and he knows it and he just wants to get out of here. He's like, I respect that. Like, I wouldn't want to be here either. And that's when he notices that the crazy Karen has a dog poop scooper and like 20 bags of dog poop in her other hand, right? And at this point, Brett's like, makes a comment to Ava, like, they must have had a pretty big dog that, or she must have like brought a dog and dang, that must be a pretty big dog or some pretty small bags because what is she doing with that? And that's when the Karen is like, starts yelling, never disrespect my son ever again. And she puts one of the bags in the dog poop scooper and flings it into the crowd. And the bag breaks. And that's when people start like, they're like, oh no. It is the grossest thing ever. The Karen's probably able to fling about, 5 to 6 more bags before at this point, like, school officials come over. They start walking towards the Karen. And Ben and the Karen, they leave the premises. And so basically, Ben called in his mom to come in and fling bags of dog poop at everyone. And the school actually had to come down and shut down the dance like 45 minutes before it was actually supposed to end because obviously that's like a health risk and not just a health risk. That's just genuinely disgusting. It was insane. It was all a buzz because they all had like, at this point, this story didn't happen like that long ago. So they all had like Snapchat and Instagram or whatever. So all of the social media was a buzz at this point. They're all talking about Ben and his like crazy mom or whatever. And word got around that it was the reason why was because Ben was actually so angry that he wasn't able to get a dance. So then it was kind of like everyone was talking about it. So Monday, a couple days after, Ben gets into school. He's like brought into the front office. Ben himself didn't necessarily get punished or anything because it wasn't his actions, it was his mom's actions. However, word got around pretty quickly that basically, right, Ben's mom was not allowed back on, like, she was legitimately banned from the school premises. Like, she could not be on school grounds. Like, she could not be on school property at all, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, she was not allowed back. And the thing is, too, while Ben didn't do anything, they were afraid that, he would call in his mother again. So Ben, next year, and maybe they were freshmen, right? So Ben probably could have gone junior and senior year. But the next year, Ben was just asked to, like, not attend the school dance. Like, just not attend it at all. And they said, we'll see about junior and senior year if you've, like, kind of calmed down by this point. But because, like, they knew that, like, Ben called this in. And while, like, yes, Ben wasn't the one doing it, they're just like, we can't risk that again. Like, that was a real health concern. So, yeah, Ben basically got banned from the school dance for 1 year. His mom got banned from the school, any events, etc., anything like that, for, like, life or whatever. So if they had, like, adopted some kid, like, 10 years later and tried to send him through the school system, she also still could not, like, show up to parent-teacher conferences or pick him up or whatever. It did not matter. It was a lifetime ban. And yeah, and also word got around pretty quickly of why that happened. And let's just say that Ben's reputation, which wasn't like stellar before, took a bit of a hit. And oh yeah, also Brett and Ava, they kind of became they started dating or whatever that means in high school. So they maybe held hands, but that would have been way too crazy for them. So probably not, guys. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. If you enjoy this video, leave a like. Obviously, subscribe if you're new. And if you really want to help the channel, just watch another video right now.